off to the side. I was going to show him something, and maybe you might want to listen to this. It's maybe about 5 or 6 minutes or so. Jasmine, I'm ready. You got me queued up? All right, guys, I'm getting high tech like Mel. I'm going to show y'all how I can be a Mel Wilson if I want to. Huh? I can.
If you want to.
How you make this thing scroll down, though? Come on down. All right, hit that arrow, that red one. Yeah, that one. Enable link. Go back to it. Now hit it. The speaker's on it. You got the speakers keyed in.
Let's see.
Guys, listen. I brought a little knowledge for you this morning because, again, we halfway through the year. Ain't that a good thing? That means if your first half was no good, you got a chance to pick it up for your second half, but you won't get a third half, so you got to do it from this month forward, okay? And this guy's telling us a few things for you to think, put your mind at ease, because, guys, you really got to focus, because we know our season's going to really end probably around November. Around November, guys, Thanksgiving sets in, people get lazy. Christmas comes around the month after. Folks are so lazy. It's only going to be a few folks, like our broker, who has suggested that there are going to be a few agents out here working. And everybody else is.
For over 20 years, I've dedicated my
let him keep playing it. Let him play. He's doing good.
life to bringing you the very best business building strategies.
So you guys
Get ready to experience the success you've been searching for. Welcome to the Tom Ferry Show.
Every day.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom Ferry Show, episode 22. For all of you that are watching this in a sales meeting with your broker manager, thank you so much. That's great leadership, and we appreciate it. So what a great and timely conversation. We want to talk about adjustments today. So we're nearing 6 months in to 2015, and if I was sitting down with you one-on-one, I would ask you a bunch of questions, and today I want to do just that. Now, why? Here's what I know. Some people watching this video right now, you've had an unbelievable first 6 months, and you might be taking your foot off the pedal. Some people have struggled, like some of my clients in the Northeast, where they were just under snow, so much snow, the first couple months, that they're just now getting into momentum, but they're feeling behind on their goals, while others are watching this and saying, please, Tom, help me get a deal. So I don't care which one you're at. Doesn't mean I don't care about you. Any one of those three, here's what I know. There's going to be some adjustments you need to make in order to make the next 6 months extraordinary. If you watched a couple episodes ago, I started talking about the sort of looming global financial crisis, which any way you add it up, it's not, if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. So I say that to you not to make you nervous, but to really have you own that this is your business and that you have to be responsible for how your business is going. And there's never been a greater time than right now to cash in and make a lot of money by helping a lot of people, but there's a pretty good chance you're going to have to make some adjustments in order to make that happen. Remember, it's not the end of the world. The market will adjust. It's not an if, it's when. I just want you to be in a better position. And one of the ways we do that is we know our numbers. We know our business. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. And by the way, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel or my Facebook channel, you could probably just see the link below where you can actually get a quarterly, or in this case, 6-month review form, so you can take this, look at it, and start making some better decisions about your business. So, for example, if we were sitting and we were having a glass of tea or drinking some water, the first question I'd ask you is, how many hours of power have you completed so far this year? How many times did you sit down and make phone calls, follow up on your leads, do the things, calling your database expires? You know me, I don't care who you call, just call someone, right? Just do something like I Love Lucy, right? Remember Lucy and Ethel at the chocolate factory? To get those chocolates coming down the conveyor belt. How many hours of power have you done? That's the first question. So let's see, we're 6 months in, 365 days. I'm not all that great at math. Let's call it there had to be at least 100 days. At least 100 hours of power would be the minimum. I think that's probably 4 or 5 days a week. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, how many people did you talk to? And of course, you're probably going to want to segment this and say, I'm going to add how many people did I talk to that were in my database versus new. Now we know you got to talk to your database first. You got to be the hub. You got to work with your customers. You got to answer the questions to them. Is now the right time to sell? Is now the right time to refi? What should they do? Speaking of refi, how about what's going on with all the big banks right now in terms of all the money in those HELOCs that are coming up? Man, if I were you, I'd be reaching out to every one of my customers and just asking, do you have a HELOC? And what's your plan, right? That's going to be really interesting to see how that unfolds. And are people going to sell? Are people going to hunker down? What are they going to do? They're your customers. You got to be the hub. So how many people in my database? And then how many new people have I talked to this year? And then how many leads have I generated? We know from former videos that for every 100 leads you generate, the sort of minimum is you should have 2 transactions from that. It goes up higher as you work your past clients or expired listings, better lead sources as an example. So how many leads? But then this one, how many listing appointments have you gone on? How many times have you gone out, sat down, made your pitch, and told them about your services and found out what their goals are in your marketing plan? How many have you done? How many listings taken? How many listings sold? How many buyer appointments? How many buyer sales? And then, right, these are all the leading indicators of your success. This is the cause. Here's the effect. How many closed? What's the volume? What's your GCI? What's your pending, volume, and GCI? Now, once we know this, and you'll take the time and hopefully you'll fill out that form, and you and your office mates or your coach or your mentor or your manager, you'll look at all these numbers. And then listen, you know what it is? Okay, people, not you, but some people on this planet don't like reality, right? Like they don't want to face what's really going on. My mentor who passed away last year, September 24th, Mike Vance, said, Tom, the more authentic and honest and real you can be, the better decisions you can make. So if I don't know my numbers, right, and I'm not satisfied with what's happening in my business so far year to date, I've got to own that. The moment you own it, you can do something about it. Don't make it worse than it needs to be. Just make it simple. I need to start tracking and measuring. I need to look at my calendar. I need to see what I've done so far so I'm empowered to make some better decisions. And that's really all I want you to do. I want you to make what are those little adjustments you need to make to be empowered to grow your business. That's why you're watching this video, because you want to grow your business. So I've got some recommendations. Ready? I put some things up on the wall here. Let's take a look. If we were sitting together face to face, I'm going to assume, because we hear stats like 90 to 95% of all people don't have written goals. So there's a pretty good chance that there's some people watching this right now that maybe you don't have goals as clear as you want, but you're definitely not tracking at the level that you should. So I'm going to start with this. My recommendation is number 1, start tracking. Excel spreadsheet, get a year at a glance calendar, and all you do is you just write, buyer appointment, seller appointment every time you do one. Maybe you just write down, hey, I had 10 conversations today, and yes, I did my hour of power. You can do that on a year at a glance calendar. It can be super simple. It can be visual. It can be easy. If you're more of an artist, that's a good idea. If you're more of an operator, you know who you are, a little more organized, you're going to go Excel spreadsheet. You got to have a goal board, right? You got to have everything up and visual. Hey, in the next 6 months, how many homes do I want to sell? How many people do I want to serve? What's my goal? What's my singularity of focus? And then the numbers help back that down. In addition, I'm going to want to do this. Super important. I want to analyze, where does my business come from? So let's say you've done 15 transactions so far this year. How many came from your database? But not just your database. How many were direct customers that worked with you in the past that repeated with you? They did another transaction. Remember many episodes ago we talked about the average person moves every 10 years. So if you've got 100 people in your database, that's 10 transactions a year directly from those people that you should be doing every single year. So, analyze, where did it come from? How did I do on open houses in the first 6 months? How's my online conversion from Zillow or Trulia or Realtor or Boomtown or whoever else, right? So you start assessing, where is everything coming from? But then this is what's key. Assess what works. Like, own what works. Okay, I got 3 really good lead sources right now that have generated me 15 transactions. But Tom, I'm working on like 4 other ones right now. But I would ask, well, where are you in the process? So if you just started a geographic farm 3 months ago, you and I both know that's the long game, right? You're doing tortoise versus the hare, right? You want to win the long game. So you're going to do your geographic farming over the next 4, 5, 6, 8 years. So you own the market, right? So you don't stop it. You just want to assess, where am I at? And then third, what's the opportunity in the marketplace? What's the opportunity? What's the opportunity? Where are the listings happening? Where are the transactions happening? Go old school. Like, have you taken the Zillow Zestimate marketing piece from episode, I don't even know which one it was, so maybe Eddie, AKA Shreddy now. Shreddy, by the way, not Eddie, Shreddy. Maybe we can link up that Zillow piece where you do the Zillow Zestimate. Let's put that on there because people can reflect on that. We have so many clients succeeding because of that piece. Maybe that's the next opportunity for you to go find more listings. Now, the third part, and the
Guys, look, TomFerryBlog.com. That's what you go to get the rest of this, all right? Mel didn't have me scheduled to do this. It's a little longer. Gina was here, and so again, it took a little of the time I thought I would have had. So this is good stuff, as you can see, but you can get the rest of it. And if you can't find it, call me, I'll forward it to you, all right? Come on, let's Mel come on in, because Mel got a lot to talk to us about today, too. All right? Come on, let's put our hands together, guys.
Thank you, guys. I think it's a good piece. I don't have a lot to talk about. Actually, Jazz Marie does.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you go to the mic? Can you go real quick? My email open?
Yes.
Here? Okay.
I was gonna put that in. It's started. It looks on top. Let's see.
Thank you. How did you guys like that piece that Tom Ferry had?
Good.
I think it's awesome. He's a great instructor for getting your game up to the level that you want it to be. Okay. Can we move this over?
Good. Man, what's up with them socks? That's bright, isn't it?
Like it?
You
Can you move that over?
Well, woke me up.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me just do a quick intro for those of you who don't know a little bit about Jazz Marie. Jazz Marie is, and I don't have my pointer. I think I left it at CAR last week. I think that. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you to scroll through. Next. Okay, website. We're going to talk a little bit about our company website. Jazz Marie is going to walk you through it and give you some of the benefits that you need to be aware of on the website so that you can access a lot of the tools that you need when you're not in the office. We've already talked about the website. We talked about fiber optics and the like. Next. Okay, next. All right, so today, Jazz Marie is going to go over the back-end use of the website and the front-end use of the web portal and Facebook. How many of you have Facebook accounts? Okay. Now, can I see your hands again? Okay, most of you have Facebook accounts. All right, so there's two types of Facebook. She's going to go into both types of Facebook and how can you use that in your business. Jazz Marie has an extensive background in social media. She just recently graduated from Cal State Northridge with a business degree in business law. I think I shared that with you all. She's been helping us with our company and getting our social presence out there and using it as a marketing tool. So I just want to make sure that you guys know some of the things about Facebook and how you can use it. And with that, Jasmine, you're on.
Okay.
All right, speak loudly so they can all hear you.
I'll try. Okay. So we'll start off with the website. And this is, okay. So this is the home page. First I'm going to talk about the website and then I'll go into Facebook. And you guys can ask questions throughout. Don't hold it to the end, please, because I will forget. So first things first, we're going to go, we have a property search on here. And it's very beneficial to you or your clients because it goes straight to the MLS and it's pretty user-friendly. It automatically starts you off with residential for sale, but if you're looking for leasings, you can go to property type and then just change from residential for sale to residential for lease. And it changes your filter options when you do that as well. So you can do price, beds, home size, lot size, pretty much self-explanatory. And we'll move on to the resources. These are also good for you or your clients. They're very helpful in the home buying decisions. So we have Market Watch. It's basically just some information about what's going on in the market right now. I think Mel is one who puts these up and tries to give you information about what he thinks is most important. To the side, you'll see the mortgage calculator, and you can put in whatever parameters you would like, and it calculates payments for you or for your clients. Once again, very user-friendly, so you can send them right over here and they'll know exactly what to do. We have some more information for first-time home buyers, just like some tips, things that they should probably keep in mind while they're going through this process. We also have community information, boundary information, and school information. These are all to help buyers figure out what type of neighborhood they would like to live in, or if they've already decided, just to learn a little more about that. So kind of like the crime that's in the area, hopefully not too much, the metro system, the different school district that they might be in, and the schools that their kids can go to. We also offer some school ratings. So if you go to this website, you can put in the closest school and it'll tell you how they're performing academically and just what your options are living in that particular area. Okay. And then I'll show you how to get to the back end of the website. And this is basically where you can find documents. Sorry, let me move this. Where you can find any of the forms that you may need or weekly meetings. You can look at the calendar, and you're going to go to the contact. I don't know if you saw that, but you go to contact on the top tab, and then you scroll all the way to the bottom, and on the right corner there should be agent login. I sent everyone the login, but just in case you do not have it, it is capital MWA lowercase GENTS, and the password is 18860 capital R capital E lowercase a. And so when you log in, it'll look something like this. We have forms, training library, weekly meetings, online services, and quick links. Online services are pretty much what you see here. A link to zip forms, DocuSign, SRAR, and CAR. When you go to Office Forms, it's all the different forms that you could possibly need. They're on here. If anything isn't working, please let me know and I will relay that to our web designer. Same thing, weekly meetings, just some tools, anything that you could possibly need. We try to keep this updated. Well, I'm trying to keep this updated as much as possible. But any questions?
You can explain how to go on the DocSign.
DocuSign?
Yeah, DocSign.
Okay.
The DocuSign, I think you're gonna have to go to Liz, and Liz has a DocuSign account. You email her your documents and the address that you want it sent to, and she will send it out to your customers.
Yes. So that's it. Any other questions?
Well, when she's not here on the weekend, what is it?
Your traces.
No, we need to know.
Don't have an answer for that one yet.
Okay.
But then we can have our own website, then we can do that. DocSign.
No, DocuSign is a separate product that we have to pay for that product, and they charge us per user. And we had at one time access for about 20 different users on DocuSign, but I have to talk to Veronica now that she's back and find out how many users we have available for DocuSign at this time.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, I will move on to the Facebook. Okay. So going on to Facebook, a few of you said that you already have Facebook, so we'll skip the sign up process. It's pretty simple. If you wanted to create a new one, name, email, phone number is optional. Birthday, you don't have to give them that information, but it's nice. The more information, the more people that you can connect with, and people are more likely to take you seriously if you have that information. And a picture is always the best. So I'm logging into Mel's right now, and this is what your personal Facebook will look like. The home screen is called your news feed, and this is basically where you see everything that your friends are posting, and sometimes friends of friends if they're tagging your friends, if that makes sense. So this will be anything that people would like to share with you.
Who's that, Mel? Who was that?
That was yesterday, Councilmember Mitchie Winter's office.
Oh, okay.
That's the councilman in the front.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's a great way
Those
to
are real
connect
pictures
with
out there.
people. Yeah, and you want to show everyone what you're doing on Facebook to show that you are active, engaged in your community. On your sides here, you will always have, do you have a question? Yeah.
So this first page, you said that this, we're looking at it in the middle,
Mhm.
is what other people post. It goes onto Mel's page, onto this page.
Yes. So when someone else posts something on their page and they are your friend, it will show up on your news feed. But your news feed only pertains to you. So if I was to log in, mine looks nothing like Mel's.
So if I'm Mel's friend, like I've
Mhm.
done friend, and I go on my Facebook
Mhm.
and I post something that I'm
So you want to post open
Yeah.
house?
supposed to open house.
Yeah.
Okay, here's an open house. It'll show up right there on his.
It'll show up on his news feed if you have your settings to share with all of your friends. Right now, Mel's
On the
settings
website?
are to
On the website? No,
Yes.
also the associates?
no on your
Yeah,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can change your settings. So right now it has whatever Mel posts only goes to him. But as you can see, you can just click on it and it can go to anyone on or off Facebook. Only your friends or friends. It's at acquaintances. So you can customize it to if you have an aunt that you don't want to see something, you can just say she does not see this. I do that sometimes. So you can really customize it to ensure your safety because you may post something that's personal that you don't want to share with certain people. So you can change that per post. So you can have one post that goes to everyone and one that does not. You have your private messages are to your left. I'll tell you the difference between private messages and wall posts in a second. And you also have pages. So this is where your business page would be. So under pages, Mel has Mel Wilson Associates Realtors. So I'll show you that in 1 second. It'll also show you anything any page that you like. So if you really like a TV show or something, you can show that you're interested in that by just liking the page. It'll also show you your friends, any apps or any groups. It'll all be on this side. And as you continue to scroll down, your newsfeed pretty much can go on for weeks, months. You can go back into what your friends have been posting and looking at, and I'll just click on this one because she's first. When you click on someone's page, it goes to what they want you to see basically. So it reminds you that you're friends, that you're following them. It lets you see anything that they post. You can also see their friends, any groups that they are in, any pages that they've liked, any information that they have posted on Facebook for the public to see, you can see when you go on to their page. So this is not the same thing that Michelle would be seeing on her page. This is only what she would show to everyone else. So if you click the name at the top or Facebook, I'll show you, this is the name. This will show you what you are posting to other people. So this is what everyone who is your friend can see. So it's anything that you're tagged in. I'll also show you how to untag yourself if you are tagged in something that you do not want to be associated with, or you just don't like that picture, so you don't want it on your page. There is a way to untag certain things. You'll also see any information that you posted, friends, photos, things like that. So,
Yeah, I got a lot of pictures. So
I have a question. In regards to building your, and I think you're probably going to touch on this a little bit, but to build your own business page,
Yeah.
you don't have to create a new Facebook page. You could do that through your personal. Like I have my own, I don't have my own business, but I could make a business through my personal one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think that you actually have to start off with a personal to create a business page. You can create a new one, but if you already have one, it's
Right.
much easier to just go in there and say that you want to create a business page. It'll actually ask you what type of business you have so that it can help you with that.
Okay.
It's meant to help you. Facebook has been around.
Now, would my business page immediately go to all my friends?
No.
I'd have to start.
You would have
adding
to
new people.
invite all, in most cases, 1,000 friends. You would have to invite them to like the page.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
and then they'll be friends of that page, and they are separate.
Okay.
You also have separate messaging, separate photos, separate tagging. So they're all completely separate. So you can have your personal be really secure,
Right.
only your friends, and then your business page open to everyone. And that's the way to kind of put yourself out there and
Right.
get the most bang for your non-bud.
Can you tell in brief how to post, like a flyer or anything, how to post?
Yeah. So if you want to post, you can post from your page this way, or you can post from your newsfeed. It's all the same thing. The options are status, photo, and event. So if you wanted to do like a PDF, you would just type like open house today, blah, 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 and then you can add a photo. You can't add files, if that makes sense. So you can do a PDF, but you would have to save it as a photo, and then you can just click on the little image and go to wherever the photo is located, the PDF file, and it'll upload it, and it'll have the words. So when you do something like that, it is considered a status with a photo. So you would have to write something, and the way that it comes out is the words on top and then the photo on the bottom. And if you sometimes write a lot, it will say like see more, or it'll send them somewhere else to view it in entirety, because you don't want to put too many words on anyone's news feed. Because a lot of words, it's not really what Facebook is about. So they'll sometimes limit the words that you can put on there.
Question.
Mhm.
When you mention JPEG, it will take, so where you selected the camera, I'm assuming that's gonna be a JPEG type file.
Mhm.
And then for PDFs, will it take a PDF? Like a
It will take a PDF, but I think that you have to change it to a JPEG. I don't think that you can just leave it as a PDF, because it won't even register as like an option. It'd be like, you can't, that's not a picture. And you can tag people in your post. So if you wanted to tag like Mel Wilson and Associates, you would just use your @ symbol like that, but you just do one, and then you start typing, and it'll just come up.
What does that do?
This tagging, basically, it's a way that you acknowledge another person, page, event. It means that when you go to your page and you click on that person's name or whatever, you can get a direct link to what it is that you're talking about. So if I was to just post this, it will show to everyone that is friends with Mel, oh, he's talking about Mel Wilson Associates, the page. So they can click on it and go directly there. It's just kind of a way to reference things. Sometimes if you're talking about another person, somebody's like, oh, I haven't seen that person in years. They want to connect as well. So you just tag the person. It looks better on you because you're more tech savvy. It's like, oh, you tagged so-and-so, you know how to do that. And people will do it to you as well. If they're mentioning you, they'll tag you so that you can see it, because someone can talk about you and you could have no idea. They could be praising you and you had no idea. But if you tag them, it's just better. It's better to do it that way.
You just go at whatever person.
Yeah, but the person has to be your friend, or you have to like the page. You have to somehow be connected to them so that they can be notified of it.
Up, it pops up on that screen like you showed it. That you just click on his name.
Yes, you can just click on name and it'll go straight there, and it notifies that person like so-and-so was talking about you, and they can go in and remove themselves. If they don't want you talking about them or they don't want that link to them, they can remove it. So it's not a one-way street. It goes both ways. And you can add your location to a post. Say you're on vacation in the Bahamas or something. You want to tell people where you are, so you can add the location. This can come in handy, but it can also be a curse, because if you don't remember to turn the location off, it'll locate for you and it'll tell people where you are, and you're like, I didn't want you to know I was in LA. Like, get out of my business. So you want to make sure you're doing that same thing with the date and the time. You always want to make sure your settings are to exactly what you want them to be. Because if not, Facebook will automatically do things for you and you may or may not like them. So when you add a picture here, it will go to your wall. And I'll show you the difference between a wall picture and like an album picture. So these are the pictures that Mel is tagged in. So it'll say photos of you. These are things that you can remove yourself, you can untag. Yeah. popular guy.
So if male, so I have two questions.
Okay.
So the first question is if, well, okay, so the first question is if let's say someone's in a photo, this shows up, and they say they don't want to be in a photo, you said they can click it, and that photo doesn't show up on his wall, photo?
It will not show up on that person who has decided to remove himself. So.
But it doesn't impact male, so it stays on male's wall or in his photo. It doesn't then show up in my photo.
Yes.
Now, if male puts something in his photos and I'm his friend, it automatically shows up in my photos as well.
If he tags you in it.
So if he tags me, then it shows up. Okay, I got it. Now, in terms of, because we get a lot of junk email, and once we get your email, I mean, it's all over. Is this susceptible to that sort of thing? So, or the only people who show up on my wall the ones I've accepted. So you know, insurance agents and otherwise, they can't start bombarding my wall with stuff unless I've accepted them as a friend.
Yes.
Is that right?
Only if you've accepted them, but you also have you can delete anyone and you can also mute people. So muting just means I do not want to hear what you're talking about anymore. I don't like this. And Facebook also has an option to tell them that you don't like something. So you can just say, this person posts 3 times a day. I don't like that. Facebook will take that into consideration and they will limit that person's presence on your newsfeed. So that is one option. And nobody can contact you unless you add them as a friend. If someone is to message you and you are not their friend, it will automatically go into a separate spam folder. It'll be like you're not even friends with them, you don't need to talk to them. But you can't go check that folder because you don't know. There could be somebody that you actually know who you just haven't gotten around to adding. So your photos are photos that you have uploaded yourself, and they can be in albums or they can just be out there as photos. Albums, I'm sure that there is a limit to how many albums and photos that you can have on Facebook. I do not know what that is. I don't know anybody who's ever reached that limit. So you can create albums in here. It's all pretty simple. And you can title them. You can choose the picture that comes up first. And yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory how to add the pictures. So your about, that is just all the information that you would want people to see. People that are not your friend can see your about. So if you want to put your birth date in there, that is your business. You do not have to give them that information because that is for the public consumption. Same thing with phone numbers or emails. It just depends on how open you want to be with the world, basically. Any more questions? No? Okay, so I'm going to show you also this little F right here takes you back to your newsfeed. If you ever get lost or find your way like in Narnia or something, that's a way to get back. And you can search for people and pages right here.
Same with home. Home will take you back to that too, right?
Yes. Yes. Home and the little F will take you back to your newsfeed. Your name will take you to your page, so what other people can see. And another cool feature about Facebook, if you go on here, let's see. Give me 1 second. If you go to your privacy settings, you can do a privacy checkup, and that'll basically walk you through who can see what exactly on your page. And you can click on who can see my stuff, and it'll remind you as well. This is who can see it, and you can go to this is what do other people see on my timeline. Your timeline is also your page. It's what other people see. So what they see is a timeline, but you see newsfeed. So this tool, you can view it as the public. So this is what anyone who has a Facebook account that is not friends with Mel, this is what they see. So they don't see no phone number, they don't see email, they see a few things that he would like to share with him. This is probably the safest option for everyone.
That shows that you don't like people, right?
No, it just shows that you are selective about who can contact you. And so then you can put in a friend's name. So we were looking at Michelle before, so you can see how much Michelle sees you. And look, Michelle has a lot more access. She's exclusive. So you can use that as a tool just to see what other people see, because maybe they're seeing too much or too little. And always check on your privacy settings, make sure they're exactly what you want. And I'll walk through, this is basically what I just showed you. You can just click stuff, it's very simple. Okay.
Can you, if a business page is being created, like Greg was asking about, for instance, let's say like, in Mel's case, he got like 1,000 friends. If he creates a business page and he goes, okay, now I want to start my business page by connecting these 1,000 people. Is there like a button he can push to say all 1,000 go over, or does he have to like select each person and say, I want you to be my friend on my business page, I want you to be my friend on my business page, repeatedly?
That's a good point. You can do it initially. You can do a select all, but it's, as you'll learn, not everyone is receptive on Facebook. So not everyone is going to like the page. You're not going to take out those couple of seconds, because it doesn't show up as like a message to that person. It's like a little notification, like this red with the 14. It's going to be like another one, and it's just going to say so-and-so is invited you to like their page. So they may not do it on the first try, which means when you go in a second time, because you want to always follow up, you will have to click individually who you want to.
Who has accepted and who
Yes,
hasn't?
yes, you will.
Okay.
You will know exactly.
Okay.
And I wanted to show one more thing with this security. Okay, login approvals. No, not login approvals. Where you're logged in. This is always important. You can tell exactly where you are logged in on Facebook. Right now, Mella's logged into 9 desktops all over the land.
Wait,
So
those are places.
those people who's looking at his site right now?
no, these are where he has logged in with his personal information on where it's
They can
logged
see
in.
everything.
Yeah, that just means that someone didn't maybe you didn't log out afterwards, maybe you're logged in on your phone, maybe you logged in on someone else's computer. So you want to go in every frequently and just end activity. Just maybe not. Yeah, no, you can end activity. This is from, yeah. Yeah, you just want to go in and make sure you're ending them, because sometimes maybe you'll log in on your friend's phone because your phone is that. I know that I've done that a few times, and you just forget to log out. So you don't want that person to always have access to your account. So you want to go in and just end activity, and it just logs you out. It doesn't remember your password for them, and it's the best. And then
So they can come back if they wanted to, right?
No, because this means that you went in and you logged in with your email and your email address. So it'll just log them out for you, and they won't be able to get in unless you save your password on that computer. Like when the browser asks you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So these are different computer locations.
Yes, computers or phones.
So like right now at my
Yeah.
house, I'm logged in at my house.
Right.
Yes.
Got you.
So it'll tell you like, my ex-girlfriend's going through her Facebook.
Okay.
It could be someone else.
I logged in different locations.
Yeah.
We get so many locations.
I travel.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the business part, and I'm leaving the one logged in because that's my current session. That's me right now. So we'll go back to the home page. When you go to the right, it'll show your pages. So Mel Wilson Associates Realtors is the page, and this is our company, Facebook.
While it's loading, is there a way to prevent others from knowing when you're signed on, where you go? And
Good point, yes. So if you come down here, your chat is going to be open for your personal page and your public. So you would just...
So anyone now can look and say, hey, Mel's signed on to Facebook, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, you can see if you have your chat on. Also, if you have this on your phone, sometimes it'll just stay on there.
The chat.
Yeah, the chat will just stay on there. So you'll have to go in and personally say, I don't want the chat on, disable it. I think a few months ago, Facebook had this big controversial thing where they were requiring everyone who had the Facebook app to also download Messenger, which was another whole nother app just to like chat with people, and that was giving way more access than anyone could want. And so you had to go in and physically say, I do not want you to know when I am online. And there's an option.
And do that individually or globally? Like,
No, you just had to go to the options and the settings. And some people had it on their desktop, so they didn't want to have to go through that on their phone. And you have to like read through Facebook for their privacy settings because you never know what it is, and you want to know exactly what you're agreeing to. So when you go to your chat, you can turn off the sounds and you can turn off the chat. That's what most people do. They just turn off the chat. You don't want to, and you just don't want anybody to talk to you.
so once that happens, no one will know when I'm online.
No one knows that you're online because you're not on the chat, and Facebook doesn't have just say this person's online. The only thing they have for you is the chat, and chat is kind of like your messages, but it's different in the sense that your chat is down here and your private messages are stored somewhere else. But if you have a chat conversation and you leave the conversation, when you come back, that same conversation is there.
Is chat
It's
public?
saved. No, chat is between two people, but you can create groups and you can have 3 or 4 people in the chat if you would like. Okay, we're going back to the page. Okay, so like I said, you have separate messages and you do have separate notifications. Insights are basically how many people you're reaching with your page. So our Facebook is really well done. It comes with some of the same features that are on our website. So that means finding the home value, searching for homes. We also have ways to contact mail. You can visit our regular website directly from the Facebook. You have photos, reviews. I think this goes to our Google reviews, anything that we like, blogs, stuff like that. It's all on here. This is only what you see on your news feed for your page. So you can see how many people have liked the page overall, how many people who have liked it this week. You can see how many people have visited the page. You can see how many people you've reached with your post. So there was 9 people reached. So that means that this showed up on 9 people's news feeds and they looked at it. Another benefit of the Facebook business page is that you get to see your engagements. Engagements mean people that have liked, shared, or commented on your posts. So you always want to do anything in your power to up your engagement. Those are the most important things. Reaching is good, but you would like people to care about what you're saying enough to share it to their friends or like it or comment. You want to create some type of interaction between you and your friends, because if they're not interested in what you're saying, they may not stay your friends. They may delete you. They may unlike the page. So you want to make sure that you're putting that content that they're going to enjoy and relate to. Yeah, any questions so far?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Do all 3 of those categories combined make up engagement? So engagement is a like, a comment?
Yes.
Or, okay, so that's, got it.
Yes, and on your insights, you can only see your insights. Your insights will break it down as simple as it can get. Exactly how many page likes you had total, and then they'll do this week. Post reach, how many people you reached last week, how many people you reached in this week. And then engagement, it'll be how many people are engaged.
And what does that mean, engaged?
Engaged is the likes, comments, or shares. So how many people are liking what you're posting? How many people are commenting on what you're posting? How many people are sharing it? How many people are clicking on it? So that means they read it and then they chose to just read it, so not like
Now,
it.
where there's a difference in post, that's what it was sent out. What it is engaged is where people click one of the buttons.
Yeah, it's pretty much what they give back to you. So you can up your posts, your likes, your comments, your shares by posting more frequently. But you also have to post interesting things that are going to make people want to engage with you. So then as you go down, Facebook will show you exactly how each post is doing, so you can know which types of posts are generating the most response for people. So once you improve y'all are also adding to your home's value, that was pretty popular. It reached a lot of people. It got some shares. It got some likes. So you may want to do things that are more like that because people enjoy that. And you can see all of your posts. You can go back pretty far with that. And yeah, it'll also give you pages that are similar to yours and how they're doing. So these are other real estate companies that have Facebook pages and they have less likes than us. They don't really post as much. So you can see how you're doing as opposed to people that are like you. So yeah, that is the business side of it. And for our page, we do have the posts are provided by Back at You Media. So that is a group that goes in on our behalf and posts like interesting things and just keeps it current. They post about 5 times a week because sometimes you're not able to go in and sit down and create a post because a lot goes into a post. You have to find something interesting. You always want to use a graphic. You never really want to post anything without a picture or a graphic, infographic, something that's going to catch someone's attention because, like I said, a lot of people don't read. They don't like a lot of words, especially not on Facebook. So, anything else? No? Okay. Good. Any questions? Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay, well, guys, this is just another tool in your toolbox of things you need to do to grow your business. There are a large number of people today who access information on the internet. And Facebook, I don't accept everybody as my friend. I probably have 100 people who reached out to me to be my friend that I did not accept, and I didn't accept them for whatever reason. Either I don't want them seeing everything that I'm doing. Could be a competitor who I don't want them to know all my strategies and what I'm doing, so I may not accept them as a friend. Or it could be a person who's a butthead and I don't really want to deal with them. Or it could be a person who posts, stuff that is, or the way they talk is vulgar and I really don't want to engage and have those kind of people interacting with me, and so I don't accept them as a friend. And sometimes people take it personal. I've had people who said, well, I sent you a friend request. You didn't befriend me. You didn't friend me back. And I just said, I look at them like, I said, oh, you did? And they get mad. They get mad that you didn't accept them as a friend. But, I just choose who I'm going to accept as a friend. I have a lot of acquaintances, I have a lot of relationships out there, but even with all those that I have out there, I still choose to accept certain folks and others I choose not to. So those are just personal preferences on my part. You guys, some people's strategy is to accept anybody who's they want to put in their chain of communication. That's your choice. Mine are different. So it's up to you guys as to use your own discretion as to who you want to accept as your friend. As far as the settings and all that, really I haven't paid much attention to that, so I'm glad that Jasmine pulled all this up, and so now I can see. I don't want people knowing everywhere I'm at, because I'm at a lot of different places, and it's not that I'm trying to hide, but maybe if I'm out, having a good time for dinner with my wife, and they all see that I'm there, they may want to go burglarize my house. And so I don't want them to know that I'm going to be in D.C. for the next week. And so I'm not going to, let them see my my position, my the GPS position. So those are things that you may choose to do in the way you set people. There's some other things you can do with Facebook, which I have not done yet, but I'm going to. And that is sometimes you can boost. You can boost who wants to see what you're putting out there on your Facebook post. And I think what I'm going to start doing is strategically looking at which of those posts I want to boost and how can I attract people to come to my Facebook account, particularly my business Facebook account that I want to do business with. And so there are ways to actually advertise on Facebook. Once you give Facebook your request, they'll charge you, and that's how Facebook really has got to be $1 billion operation. They charge people an ad fee for advertising, and they're very good about focusing in on the type of person that you are trying to get to. So you may look at sometimes, you go online and you start searching for, maybe you're searching for a new pair of shoes. And so you go online and start searching for it. Next thing you know, all these shoe advertisements are popping up, all on your website. So like these cookies are recording what it is that you are searching for so that they can try to help you. But people are paying them to tell them what you are searching for. And so if you want to be incognito and you don't want people to know what your behaviors are and all those kind of things, you need to be aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And we're out of time here. For example, some of you know that when you go to certain stores, they offer these discounts like Vons, Pavilion, CVS, and they're always trying to get you to use your card so they can identify who you are. And really, it's not so much about giving you a discount. That's just a way to draw you in. Really what they're trying to do is determine your buying behavior. And so that they can send ads to you, or coupons to you based on what you say your buying behavior is. And so, sometimes it can be very invasive where people are knowing what you're doing. I read a book recently that I think it was Target. Target was trying to sell more products to women who were expecting a child. And so what they were doing was that they were tracking the women who were buying prenatal vitamins and baby clothes. Even before the baby was coming, it's like prenatal vitamins, drinking more water, certain kinds of buying behavior. And so all of a sudden, this one guy, his teenage daughter was receiving all these ads for, like a person who was pregnant. And the guy got really upset. He went to the manager at Target. He says, "What in the heck are you doing? Why are you trying to encourage my daughter to get, have a baby?" And they said, "Well, we're not really trying to encourage your daughter to have a baby. We're just, and they didn't really tell him exactly what they were doing. But he was very, very upset. They came back later. A few months later, he finds out that his daughter's already pregnant. And so he came back and he apologized to him. He says, obviously, my wife and other people are not telling me what's going on with my daughter. So he was very upset with Target. But companies are really, a lot of folks are afraid of the government being invasive and getting their information, the NSA. So I'm telling you, companies, you should be more afraid of them than you are companies because they're bigger. And they use this stuff sometimes for good purposes, and sometimes they're using it for their own personal gain, which may not be in the best interest of you. So I just want you guys to be aware of your privacy and what your behaviors are, patterns are. Yes?
Two final quick questions. One is for mail, and that is, how much time do you spend with posting and updating just to keep your site fresh? And then the second question is for Jazz, and that is, the comment was made about cookies and how that tracks our behavior. Is Facebook able to track what we do that's not on Facebook so that it can then target ads to us? Like,
Yes.
Jesus. Okay.
It's like I was searching for tailor-made golf clubs, and on my Facebook page, everything was tailor-made, like R1, everything. It's absolutely, it gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah. We'll do that. And if that's a concern of yours, you can go into your browser settings and try to eliminate cookies, have them delete the cookies every time you sign out the browser. Depending on which one you're using, that's a browser issue.
Will Facebook still function if we turn off the Facebook cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, can you browse? How about an incognito mode? Will it still track you?
I'm not sure. You talking about like on Chrome?
Yeah,
The Chrome incognito?
yeah.
I'm not sure if cookies still download. That's something I can get back to you on because I don't really
Just go for it.
incognito. But yeah.
I would browse in yeah,
You browse it incognito?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are you on Facebook?
No.
Huh?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, but just for whatever reason, I
I
just,
can
yeah,
stop.
I always.
Okay, in
First thing I
answer
do
to
is
your
private.
question, Mark,